Howdy, folks. I hope we are well. So, unprofessional streamer here. I set the time for 10:35, or my time, AM. It's 10:35 AM. I set it for PM, so it was not organised properly, and I didn't do it 15 minutes before kickoff. I've done it right before kickoff, so I messed up. But we're here. We're live. We're barreling onwards. Let's get this light on here. So if anyone has got specific predictions, I know it's completely bare in here at the moment. But hello, Joseph. Good to see you. Right, so we are underway, folks. Para kick to the Raiders. Tamales underneath it. Papali'i with the first carry of the game. Let's go, folks. If you got specific predictions, let me know in the chat. Let's just end this poll because I was a bit late with it. But it's Tarpany in possession. Based on the lineups available, I do think the Raiders are clear favourites in this one, but you never know. You never know. I haven't even seen the results from this morning, so I need to go check those. I was wrong with both games yesterday, which is not good. So, Nicholson, go on, Matty, lad, up to the 30, inside Raiders territory. Horsburgh off to Papali'i. As I checked the other results this morning, incorrect and correct. Okay, I got the Cowboys game correct. Thank God for that. To start. But I had the Seagulls to just beat Sharks. And I did have the Cowboys to beat the Rabbitohs, so I'll take that. I might have had the exact score with that one. We'll see. But Para in possession now on their own 30. 3 defenders in the tackle. Hawkins hands the ball off to Penasini. There's a bunch of new guys for the Eels that I'm not familiar with. So obviously I'll know the regulars because I watch the game regularly enough to know the regulars. But with the newbies in there, such as Spotting Simonson, I know he's somewhat of a regular and has been. Bear with me. Same with Geimer. I mean, they'll be wearing a specific number that'll identify them. But yeah, some of them you have to bear with me. What Joseph says, I think the Eels might get an upset. Okay, we'll see. We'll see. A lot of confidence will be built up from last week. There's 2 minutes gone in this game. Fogarty, rumoured to be off to the Seagulls. I don't think that's confirmed yet, but that'd be a good pickup to replace DCE. I think he'd do a fantastic job at Manly. I think he'd increase the run threat significantly down that right edge as well. With Olakuatu, damn. So, on the 4th, Tarpany takes the ball just short of halfway. Now it takes it over halfway. It's the last coming up. Starling down the right edge goes short side right to Jamal Fogarty. Plenty of height on that one. But it's taken on the full by Iongi. And he stopped just short of his own 20. Brown to Josh Adokar. Takes it over his 20. Then Brown off to Simonson. I believe that is. It is. Hopgood with a wayward pass. That's recovered by Jamal Fogarty. So the Raiders get the best opportunity of the game so far. Just 3 minutes in. Nicholson at dummy half. They're only about 25 metres out. And there's a 6 again. It's with Young. Offloads to Weeks. He's just going to take a carry through centre field. Or just straighten up, sorry. Over on the right edge of the field. Starling goes left to Fogarty. Switches back to Corey Horsburgh. Takes a carry. Can get an offload, but doesn't elect to go with it. The ball comes free. And the whistle's blown for a Canberra penalty. It's a bit early to go for 2, I think. If they go for it, fair enough. But I think it's a bit early. So they'll just tap on the 10 with Fogarty. Strange. Then to Hudson Young. 4 minutes gone. He's stopped on the 10. Just left of the sticks. Starling. Centre field now with Papali'i. Then to Fogarty. Shifting right. Weeks. Timoko. Draws defenders in, but they just about wrap him up. Could have been dragged into touch there. Savage. To Fogarty on the second. Horsburgh stepping back onto his right-hand side. He's now 10 metres out. Tarpany straightens up. Stopped a metre short. Starling off to his right to Horsburgh, then to Fogarty. Dinks the ball through. Matty Nicholson's there. Go on, Matty, lad. Oh, Josh Adokar knocks the ball out. Boo. Shocking. Shocking. Okay. So it's one of those, is it? It's one of those. All right. So it's a short dropout. 5 minutes gone. Knocked backwards by the Raiders. Fogarty, then to Horsburgh. Just takes a carry towards the 20. Starling on his right to Papali'i. Starling goes left to Fogarty. Strange. Chris. Tamale. Brought down about 5 metres out. Young comes back towards the middle. Tarpany. Back to Young. Then across to Timoko. Savage. Stopped just short. Tried to offload it. He'd already been tackled. Ball carrying arm hit the ground. He's only going to mess that one up. Bloody hell, Xavier. What are you doing, lad? 6 minutes gone. And a penalty for Parrot just to let them off. Could have pinned them back. Could have done a bit of damage, but nay. Penalty for... Oh. Well, I missed that one then. So I must... Was that inside 10? Might have been. Penalty for Raiders. Okay. Bamboozled me. Strange. Switches back to Tarpany. Trying to crash over. Mate. That's 4 for the Raiders. And it was a little bit too easy, to be honest. I mean, Tarpany's a big bloke, but... For NRL level, that was a bit weak. Let's have a look at this. Iongi. Inexperienced. 4-0 for the Raiders. I believe I had Raiders to win 13+. I can't quite remember, if I'm honest. I think I did. I've got it written down, actually. I do. I want to see that Cowboys score that I predicted. Because I might have got an exact prediction there. I'm not too sure. So, Dolphins, I was correct. Broncos, I was incorrect. I was incorrect with the Titans as well. I had the Seagulls just to win by 2 points. Cowboys and Rabbitohs. Let's have a gander. Oh, no. No. Was I 2 points off? 24... Oh, I said 24-18 to the Cowboys. And the 2-pointer's good. Oh, no. I was 2 points off. So close. The kick is good. That makes it 6 for the Raiders. So close. Right, well, that's 1 to 12 for that one. Wrong about Manly winning. I could really do a 13+ for this game for the Raiders. Because I need my predictions videos to look a lot better than they currently do. Denise, how's the form? Go on. Right. So we've had 7 minutes and 45 seconds gone in this game. It's a 6-point advantage for the Raiders. Got a strong team, Canberra. I think they can make the 8 this year. Maybe do a bit of damage. I don't know if they're grand final worthy. But it's only round 6. So, you know, don't want to write them off completely just yet. but they can do a bit of damage. I think they've got a squad that can take on anybody in all departments. So, they carry the ball over their own 20 with Corey Horsburgh. And he's hitting the head. Penalty for the Raiders. So, off the back of a try, they can already work the ball out their own end. Yeah, I'm not sure. See, this is my issue with these kind of tackles. Barlow is kind of set. Horsburgh is falling. But the thing that does it for me is that Barlow is going like that. He's literally doing that with his shoulder. So you remove that action. It's no penalty for me. You just move on. Because what's he supposed to do? If Horsburgh's falling into it, what's he supposed to do? But it's that little movement with the shoulder. So Fogarty switches back to Nicholson. Go on, Matty. Do you know what? If Matty Nicholson scores, he's getting the Warrington Wolves animation try. Or try animation. Strange. To Fogarty going left. Switches back to Corey Horsburgh. Bit of space through the middle. For Bigger Ed. Oof. Almost gets it down. Starling. Left to Hudson Young. Off to Strange. Then to Chris. To Marley. Under pressure. Gets the ball off. That's a knock on from Young. Almost. Almost a bit of craziness. It's 9.5 minutes gone. So Para in possession. Carry it just over their own 10 with Simonson. Then it's Penasini. Over his 20. 10 minutes gone, folks. Russell. Up to the 30. Decent carries to start this set from Para. Hopgood. He's going to scoot from dummy half. This, not too bad from the Eels. This is a good set. It's a really good set, actually. Brown to Hawkins. Kicks from halfway. Dinks the ball towards the back right. Decent kick chase as well. Putting Weeks under pressure. Can he get around it? No, he can't. Stop just over his own 10. That's a really strong set from Para. So Chris returns it up to the 20. Starling to Savage. Oof, strong hit from Junior Barlow. Starling to Timoko. Makes a few metres there down the right edge. It's on the 4th. Papali'i looking for a bit of space behind the ruck. On the last, whistle's blown. Independent doctors ask for a HIA. Matty Nicholson. Come on, Matty. Get back in that game, son. I want to see a hat-trick from you, lad. Come on, Matty. Get the magic sponge and the magic spray. You'll be alright. So a kick on the last from Fogarty. Taking on the full by Josh Adokars to fall on his backside as he collects it. But he'll play the ball on his own 20. He's looking for a penalty or 6 again. Russell gets the next carry. Makes a few metres there. Brown hands it off to Simonson. Up to the 30 now for the Eels. 3rd tackle. Hopgood. With Katoga. Gets an offload to Iongi. Nice little, handwork. Brown, down the left-hand side. Engages the line up to the Raiders 40 and just over it. It's the last now for the Eels. Inside Raiders territory for the first time properly in this game. Hit high from Hawkins. Taken on the full by KO Weeks. Nicely done. Really nicely done. Am I missing somebody? Am I missing Geimer? Because I've seen Hopgood mostly at dummy half. I don't know if I've completely missed him or not. Has there been another change? I don't know. So, the Raiders in possession, just over their own 20. It's not Fogarty, it's Timoko. Sorry about that. It's the fourth for the Raiders, so not much doing on this set. Papali'i with the next carry takes it over the 30. So quite a lethargic set there from the Raiders, to be honest. Last tackle coming up. It's out the back right to Fogarty, kicks from behind his own 40. There's plenty of spin on that. A lot of hang time, but taken on the full by Simonson. Attacking the right edge. Dragging a few defenders up to halfway, so that the Eels start this set in great field position. Just going to finish the set to start. And if they don't get points, at least put the Raiders on the back foot inside their own 10. Iongi with a carry through the middle. Up towards the Raiders 30. Hopgood. To Barlow. And there's a 6 again for ruck infringement. So the Eels start this fresh set from 20 metres out. Hopgood. Hawkins. Geimer. There's number 16. Okay, I've got him. I've identified him. Hopgood. Brown engages the line. Finds a break. There we go. I'd say that's worth 20 mil over 10 years, if I'm honest. So that's going to be 4 with a kick to come. I'm just going to give them 6 because they should get it. So a few sets on the bounce for the Eels. Slowing down the progress of the Raiders on the previous set. Only getting up to their own 30. They're allowed to do a bit of damage. And there you have it. There you have it. They just build up a bit of pressure. Good field position. Get themselves a 6 again. And Brown is in. Well, that's what we want to see more of. That's what we want to see more of from Dylan Brown. So there we go. Yeah, the kick is good. I'm going to swap Geimer and Hopgood because Hopgood's playing as the hooker. Let's swap this around, shall we? Well, Joseph said that there might be an upset. He said that a little while ago. So he could be correct. We'll see. I did say in my predictions video, I think the Eels will look more competent, but the Raiders are a class above. So I think I said 16 for the Eels, 32 for the Raiders. I think that's what I said, something like that. So Para would look more competent or continue to look more competent, but the Raiders are a class above. That's how I sort of went about it. So Katoga with the next carry for the Eels. And they're only 15 metres out from their own line. Hopgood at dummy half, playing in the 9 role today. It's with Geimer. Hands it off to Offahengawi. Completion rate is 86% for Para, 91% for the Raiders. So Geimer with a carry through the middle. 12 missed tackles for Para, 5 for the Raiders. It's now with Hawkins on the last. Kicks from behind his 40. Hang on a minute. Oof, didn't quite get the bounce. What a cracking attempt at a 40-20. Almost nailed it. Good effort from Hawkins. Tamale carries it over the 30. 16 minutes gone in this game. Savage with a bit of space behind the ruck, but hits Geimer. Now just short of halfway. They go over it with Starling and Horsburgh. Takes it up to the Eels 40. It's the 4th coming up. Horsburgh already doing a lot of work. Fogarty switches back to Timoko. Starling on the last. Short side right to Jamal Fogarty. Plenty of height on that one. Pressure from Weeks. Oh, taken on the full by Iongi. Nicely done. Under a lot of pressure there. And Hawkins will hand the ball off to Josh Addo-Carr, who's met by 3 defenders. They don't allow him much progress. Hawkins to Simonson. Carry up to the 20. 17 minutes gone in this game. Third for the Eels. Katoga. Hawkins on the 4th. Sort of Hengai. Hopgood. Short side right to Hawkins, who drills the ball down the right edge. Oh no, is it on the full? Oh, mate. Let's have a look at this. Yep, miles out. Is that maybe half a 40-20 attempt? Maybe, I'm not sure, but anyway, it's out on the full. Penalty for the Raiders. Let's see, how far out are they? So we've had 18 minutes in this game. The Raiders are just less than 40 metres out. Strange is at dummy half. It's played by Young. He gives it to Tarpany through the middle. Takes it just short of the 30. Starling. On his left is Hudson Young, but just finds a bit of space behind the ruck. Plays the ball on the 20. Young is going to go short side left. Making a bit of room for himself. Now just a few metres out. Back towards the middle with Strange. Tarpany. Fogarty shifting right. Now to Weeks. Oh, finds half a break. He can certainly switch another gear when he needs to. Is that Sasagi? Penalty for the Raiders. I think that's on Sasagi. Let's have a look. Or Sasangi. There's probably an N in there somewhere, isn't there? Penalty for the Raiders. They could go for 2. Just please don't. Just keep going. Keep going. You got the field position. Go for it. Oh, Matty Nicholson's doing alright as well. I want him to come back on. So 4 penalties for the Raiders. None for the Eels. Sasangi. We're the first carry of this set. Only a few metres out. Starling on the right side of the field. Comes back towards the middle with Fogarty. Switches back to Joseph Tarpany. Stopped about 2 or 3 metres shy of the line. It's the second. In front of the left post. Starling goes to his left to Fogarty. Hands it off to Hudson Young, who's stopped a metre short of the line. Come on, Raiders. 13 plus. Let's go. Come on. Fogarty. Sasangi. Drags a few players. Still stopped about a few metres short. Maybe 2 or 3. On the 4th. Starling goes to his right to Fogarty. Timoko. Shifting. On the last. Come on, let's get a full spread now. Left-hand side. Let's go. Starling. Fogarty. Dinks the ball towards the posts. Strange is there. Puts the ball down. He's confident. And the ref says it's good. That's going to be 4 for the Raiders. Beautifully weighted kick. Great chase from Strange to get onto it. And it's a 4-point lead for the Raiders. They should add the extras. No issues there. Beautifully weighted. Grounded cleanly by Strange as well. I believe he's onside. I think it was a close one, but I think he's onside. Manly's going to be looking at that. Try confirmed. So we've gone through the first quarter of the game. And it's currently a 4-point lead for the Raiders. Strange has only scored 3 tries in 28 games. I thought he'd have more than that, but I think he's got a good handful of assists. If I'm not mistaken. Let's have a look. Try assist 2, that's this year. What about last year? He had 9 try assists last year. Fair enough. Good on you, mate. And the kick is good. Of course it's good. Should have just added it on anyway. But 12-6 for the Raiders. I think it's important for the Raiders to keep Fogarty if they can. Morning, Paul. Morning. It's important for the Raiders to keep Fogarty, but if he goes to the Seagulls, then fair enough. It's just who do the Raiders get after that? I mean, they like to shop from England. Do they lure Harry Smith, maybe? One of the other younger lads? Maybe Leon Hayes? Lomax maybe takes a year over there? I don't know. Who knows? We'll see what the Raiders end up doing. But they have possession on their own 20. With Tarpany with the next carry. And it's the third tackle coming up. Horsburgh with another hit up. Nicholson has... I was just waiting on the touchlines. I don't know if they announced that his HIA was passed or not. But the Raiders on the last kick from halfway. It's a kick from Strange. So Smith is on for Geimer. Simon's under pressure on his own 10. Plays it for Hawkins, who hands it off to Penasini, who's up to the 20. We've had 22 minutes gone in this game. Hawkins with a carry, or Iongi, sorry, with a carry through the middle. Smith into Walker through the middle. And then Smith just kicks from behind the 40. Has he got it? Oh, doesn't have the bounce. Weeks has it in his own 10. God, Weeks can shift, can't he? Breaks off a few defenders. Look at him go. Gets the ball off to Xavier Savage, who can shift as well. Space down the right, cuts back inside. Go on. Go on, have it. Stopped on the Eels 40. KO Weeks can shift. He can absolutely shift. I want to see him getting a full sprint race with Adokar. I reckon it'll be close. Adokar might still win that one, but I reckon it'll be really close. Just that acceleration from Weeks. Chris down the left, who scored a few this year. Back inside to Hudson Young. Doesn't need a teammate. Because he's gone in himself. Give me that 13 plus for the Raiders, please. And that's going to be 16 for the Grain Machine. Weeks. Look at him go. Look at him go. Do you know what that is? That's what a full pre-season does for a fullback. You know, when you're at a different team, like the Seagulls, you're more of a 6, maybe 7. You have to rotate a lot. Then you get comfortable in a position. You are the fullback. You get a full pre-season as the fullback. You start producing more. You feel more comfortable. You're more effective. So I think even next year, if they do lose Fogarty, they bring in a young lad. They either promote somebody or they bring in somebody from outside. Weeks is going to be so much more important to create opportunities in that spine. But we'll see. See what he does. Good morning, evening. It's 8 p.m. here. More like night, really. All right, Liam. Howdy. It is 11 a.m. here in the UK. Canberra with a 10-point lead. any NRL fans in here that know when Beanie for Brain Cancer round is? I could just Google it, but if there's someone in here that knows. If they are doing it this year. And the kick is good, so that's 18-6 for the Raiders. Let's have a look. NRL Beanie for Brain Cancer. Round 17 this year, I believe. Is that right? Mark Hughes Foundation. All right. So the Raiders back in possession with Joseph Tarpany. Stopped behind his own 10-metre line. So 331 run meters to 610. Smithies with a carry over the 10. 3 line breaks to 1 in favour of the Raiders. Corey Horsburgh with another carry. 23 missed tackles to the Raiders 5. Damn. Horsburgh slow to get up. Starling to Smithies. Oh, Nicholson's back on. Go on, Matty, lad. And good completion rate from the Raiders too. So Fogarty from behind his own 40. Plenty of spin on that one. All right, Isaiah, deal with that one. And he does very nicely. Carries up to his own 20 and just over it. Brown hands the ball off to Josh Addo-Carr. He's up to the 30. Simonson. Smith to Moretti. Excuse me, just got to rub my eye. Brown, shifting left. Ayungi. Addo-Carr cuts back inside. Stopped on the Raiders 30. Last tackle for the Eels. It's to Brown. Plenty of height on that. Oof, almost taken on the full by Simonson. Gets it off. Oh, recovered by Chris, but I think he knocks it backwards. Recovers it anyway, and is dragged into touch. So it's an Eels ball either way, I believe. So he'll play the ball on the 10. Smith at dummy half goes to his left to Moretti. Smith, Hopgood, looking for an offload. Now trying to crash over. 6 again for ruck infringement. Smith, Hawkins, Katoga. Drag back a few metres. Smith to Hopgood. Look for a breakthrough centre field. Eels just a few metres out on the 3rd. Right of the stick, Smith goes to his left to Brown. Slightly wayward, so he has to turn back to recover it. Matty Nicholson tries to dive in it, but it's recovered by the Eels, so they get a fresh set only 15 metres out. Smith over on the left-hand side. Gives it to Walker. Brought down on the 10. 12 minutes to go in this first half. Smith to Hawkins. To Brown. Shifting right. Ball over the top. And it's out. Into touch. It's a nice idea. It was close. Nice idea. Just not quite executed how they wanted. And they've now got to defend. Inches away from being held by Simonson. It was close. Oops. So the Raiders in possession, carry the ball just over their own 10 with Timoko. Now 25 metres out from their own line, they take it over their own 30. 11 minutes to go in the first half. Third tackle for the green machine. It's with Mariota. Is he on now? Horsburgh with another carry. They're on halfway and a 6 again. So Fogarty switches back to Smithies. Starling. There's an offload there from, is that Mariota? Nicholson. Go on, Matty, lad. Trying to spin off a few players. Third tackle, 30 metres out for the Raiders. Starling. Left to Fogarty. Then to Strange. Chris can't quite collect the ball cleanly enough, but gets an offload back to Strange. Darts back towards the middle. Look at him just weave. Prime Rocky Balboa in the ring. Fogarty dinks the ball through. It's off an Eels player. Recovered by Mariota. Oh, that's Smithy, sorry. My bad. Weeks to Nicholson. Go on, Matty. Second tackle for the Raiders are only about 3 or 4 metres out. Over on the right-hand side of the field. Starling to Horsburgh. To Mariota. Stopped a metre short. He's going to play the ball right at the sticks. Starling goes to his right to Fogarty. Weeks out the back. He's going to be stopped by Brown. With help from Russell. Starling comes back towards the middle with Fogarty. Then to Smithies. Now to Mariota. Last tackle. Right at the sticks. Go on, Nicholson. Nicholson wants it. No, he doesn't. They go left to Fogarty. To Horsburgh. Offloads. Back to Strange. Kicks the ball straight into the hands of Hawkins. Who's brought down just over his own 10. So not the cleanest attacking set from the Raiders there. But well done from the Eels not to give them anything easy. They take it up to their own 20. Second tackle. Smith to Penasini. Who earns the Eels a penalty. High contact from Jamal Fogarty there. Oh, I've seen worse than that. I mean, I'm not saying it's not high. I've seen worse than that. So, kicking to touch from Brown. 162 tackles to 99 for the Raiders. Oh my God. They've been reading out the tackle stats already. There's a lot of work the Eels have had to do so far. If they can come up with more points to end this half, that would be great for them. 37% possession. But it's Walker through the middle. They are now in Raiders territory on the second tackle. 7 minutes and 45 seconds to go. Walker's slow to get up. Holding his face. Potential high shot. So Smith goes left to Hawkins. Switches back to Hop. Is that Hopgood? Who's with Moretti? I think that is. Brown. A bit wayward. Recovered by Josh Adokar. On the fourth. Smith to Brown. Excuse me. Walker. Hawkins. Ball over the top to Simonson. Has to cut back inside. Stopped on the 20. 7 minutes to go. Last tackle for the Eels. Late to the play the ball. And Katoga knocks the ball on. Just lets the Raiders off. You can't be doing that. You can't be doing it. So the Raiders, first carry from Tamale. About 25 metres out from his own line. It's now with Sebastian Chris, who takes it over their own 30. So the more points in this half, we will see. Sasangi with a carry over the 40 and up to halfway. Very strong carry. 6 offloads to 1 in favour of the Raiders. Strong completion. Matty Nicholson with the next carry up to the 40 for the Eels. Mariota. Last tackle. Raiders 30 metres out. I think they'll just go left to Strange, kick the ball towards the back left. I was going to say they'll go right to Fogarty, but they go the opposite way. Youngie is stopped behind his own 10. Hawkins to Penasini. Takes it over the 10. 5.5 minutes to go. Second tackle for the Eels. Smith to Russell. Up to the 20. Third tackle. Smith has Adokar on his left, who he uses. Takes a carry just shy of the 30. Now the fourth. Smith to Walker, shifting to Hawkins, then to Katoga. Oh, tries to thread the ball across to Simonson, almost intercepted by Tamale. Simonson's begging for a challenge here. 5 minutes to go. Clock is stopped. There's going to be a captain's challenge for the Eels. So the referee said that Parra knocked on first. They're challenging that decision. I couldn't fully tell at full speed, so we'll see when it slows down. Hits the arm of Tamale. Successful challenge. So Parra will have a fresh set with 5 minutes to go. Build a bit of pressure. Who you supporting this match? I guess I'm supporting the Raiders. And there's a mistake from Penasini. I'm supporting the Raiders in this one because I've got them to win 13 plus in my prediction. And I guess I'm a Warrington Wolves fan, and Matty Nicholson was at Warrington last year, so I want him to do well. And there's a few English boys there as well who I'd like to do well. And I got kind of a soft spot for the Raiders as well, so yeah. The Raiders. So it's at the back of the scrum for the Raiders. They're only 35 metres out. So we have Timoko down the right edge. And he'll play this ball on the 30 for Tom Starling, who had a cracking game, especially in round 1 in Vegas. He was quality in round 1. Now up to the 20. Get off my Matty Nicholson. Strange, shifting left to Hudson Young. Stopped on the 10. So left of the sticks now. 9 metres out, Starling. To Mariota. Left of the stick still, a metre out. Starling, right to Fogarty. Smithies. Now a few metres out, last tackle. Nicholson, go on lad. Go on Matty. Oh, stopped a metre short. You're a Neil supporter. Fair enough. Fair enough. Looks like you guys are starting to, maybe turn a corner a little bit. Still quite a rough season, but looking a little bit stronger than you were early on. Defensively especially. If you can keep teams out for longer periods. I know it's, 18 points conceded in the first half, but I said in my predictions video that I think the Eels will look like a more competent team, or continue to look like a more competent team, and they are doing. Offensively, they'll get a little bit better. Is there a chance we win this match? I think so. I think they've created enough meters in possession. Just need to slow down the progress of the Raiders through the middle, shift the ball a bit more, get some more offloads, make sure you're completing at a higher rate, not give the ball away so much, and then, that all adds up. Just getting the basics right, I think, will be a huge game changer for the Eels. Smith goes left on the last to Brown. Plenty of heights on that one. Knocked backwards by the Eels. Recovered by Smithies. It's off to Weeks. Darting. And surrenders. Zach Lomax got injured and gone for 6 weeks. Yeah, that's unfortunate. It could have been so important on the wing today because his threat as a winger is massive. Would have been great for the aerial threat for Brown or Hawkins to kick to in the corners. Just creates opportunities, so it's a rough one. It's a rough one. But you'll get through it. You'll get through it. Mariota carries up to halfway. 4th tackle. So there's a minute and a half to go. Starling at dummy half. 4th tackle. Strange. Gets half a break. Plays in support. It's an awkward one for him, though. Ball is off to Timoko. Cuts back inside. Timoko puts the ball down on the line. God, they've got players that can shift, haven't they? Weeks, Savage, Timoko, Chris so far this season. Tamale shown he can shift. Strange, he can certainly get on his bike. Hudson Young. Matty Nicholson scored plenty of tries so far this season. Horsburgh has had a ton of hit-ups already. Tarpany gets through a ton of work. Papali'i gets through a good amount of work. Bloody hell, the Raiders, they've got quality all over in that side. It is a try for Timoko. So less than a minute to go, it's up to 22 for the Raiders. With a kick to come. I need to be careful because I would like an exact score prediction, which is still on. Well, the Raiders up to 32 is what I predicted. God, they've got some absolute shifters. Weeks, though. Weeks, man. Get him full season in the NRL. Injury-free. Another preseason next year. Sky's the limit for him. Sky's the limit for Strange. And oh my God, the future is bright for the Raiders with Strange and Weeks. But I want Weeks to stay at fullback. That's the thing. I want him to stay at fullback. Get themselves a quality number 7 if Fogarty goes. And the kick is good. So that's 24 for the Raiders. And that's going to be half-time, folks. 24-6 to the Raiders. We need to change at second half. I just need to clean things up. Just get the basics right. That would be a good start for the Eels. Just get the basics right. Completing sets, kicking into the corners, pinning the Raiders back. They've already had to do a lot of work. So the last thing you want is, with the Eels already knackered, is now you come out fresh, relatively fresh, after the break, and you're already on the back foot, knackered, doing work after work after work. That's the last thing you want. Can't see the Raiders losing this one, if I'm honest. I don't know if the Eels have enough in them to make the comeback, but they can certainly make improvements. They can certainly look stronger. Oh. Oh, okay. All right. So that's... A few more have donated to charity. That's very nice. Oh, he's had two entries. Make sure that's right. And we've had another donation. The first one. Bradford Bulls match worn shirt. There we go. Thank you, Steve. Right. Fantastic. So I might be doing some charity stuff. I'll try and do some NRL related charity stuff. I'm doing some stuff for the MND Association, Motor Neuron Disease Association here, because of Rob Burrow. And yeah, I might have to do something for the NRL. And there was a few clubs that got involved actually, which was great. So let's have a look at the chat first of all, real quick, see what people are saying. On the transfer window, what should positions Eel bump up and get better? Okay. Okay, well, I don't know if Iongi is the answer at fullback, so possibly a new fullback. Lomax on the wing is fine. Adokar's fine. Penasini's fine. I say a new centre. So new fullback, new centre. Well, you'll need to replace Brown. And the options at number 6. So unless Iongi goes to 6, you get a new fullback, maybe. So you need a fullback, a centre, a 5/8, a hooker, like a quality hooker, and one big boy at prop. And I reckon that makes you top 8 competitors. Like, they're competent enough players. That's why they're in the NRL in the first place, but they're just not at the level to compete near the top. Like, well done for getting to the NRL. They're just not good enough to compete near the top. So you just got to get better quality players. But we got to. I mean, it's early in the season. You'll have to wait and see on the development of some of those guys. You know, if Moses is going to be constantly injured this year, I don't know how long he's out for. But if Hawkins gets more time, he might develop. Iongi could develop into something great. And, you know, so could everyone else. But we'll have to see. Right. I'd love a try for Matty Nicholson in this one. That'd be great. So yeah, we had Keithley Cougars, Hunslet, Dewsbury Rams, St Helens, Oldham, Bradford Bulls all donate to the KRL1 MND fundraiser, which was fantastic. So hopefully there's more to come. Hopefully. We've got Warrington Wolves on today. What time's that again? 5:30. All right. Oh. Bit of Warrington Wolves. Come on. See, there was a game, like Castleford versus Leigh is on tonight as well, and I could stream that one, but it's about getting home in time. Because the Warrington Hull game's at 5:30. I don't know if I'd have time to get home and get everything ready. Like, I maybe could. Up the mighty Raiders. Indeed. Looking good so far. We did awesome against Dragons. Why can't we do good now? I don't know. NRL's weird sometimes. We like a team that jumps on playing good to bad. Yeah. It happens, unfortunately. I don't know what the answer. I'm not smart enough to answer that, unfortunately. I'll leave that to the professionals. I tell you what, the forward pack of the Raiders, God, they don't stop, do they? God, the amount of time, the amount of carries that you get from Tarpany, Papali'i, and especially Corey Horsburgh is so valuable. So valuable. Like, they look absolutely knackered when they come off. But I hope they know how important the work is they're doing. I hope they know the fact that they're putting in so much work, the fact they're so knackered is as a result of fantastic work they're doing through the middle, and it's working. It's helping. Puts Strange on the front foot, puts Fogarty on the front foot, same with Weeks. Gives the backs opportunities to create, and they are creating as well. The Raiders are a top 8 team right now. I think they're a dark horse for top 4. I think consistency is going to be huge. I think that was a big issue for the Raiders last year's consistency. And they've already shown a bit of ill-consistency so far. Inconsistency is the word. Jesus Christ. But yeah, great completion rate, good possession, decent amount of line breaks, low on missed tackles, low on errors. Horror maroon jersey loading. I think so, Trent. I think so. Based on the work he's done so far, how can you leave him out, really? Do you take DCE for the Maroons, or do you start switching to Dearden and Munster? Like, do you make that switch now? Because that's probably going to be the partnership of the future. So do you do it now, or do you still pick DCE? I think Ponga is also nailed on for Origin as well. I think there was that conversation, was it last year or the year before, about Walsh versus Ponga, but I think Ponga's kind of locked down that number 1 spot. I think let him make the decision if he thinks he can still do the job. Give him a go. Well, fair enough, yeah. Fair enough. I'm assuming that's DCE you're talking about. Yeah. I can't wait for the Ashes this year though. Tickets are selling really well actually. There was something about tickets earlier. Okay, here it is. Second Ashes sellout imminent as Wembley setting huge records. Fantastic. Second Ashes test at Everton's new stadium is poised to sell out in the coming days, with Wembley sales looking incredibly promising too. So Headingley in Leeds is already sold out. I've got tickets for the game at Everton, as I'm an Everton fan as well. So I can't wait to go to that. So that's almost, or is likely to be sold out in a few days, which is great. So that's according to Sky Sports' Brian Carney, who revealed in the pre-match build-up to Hull KR's clash with Wigan Warriors on Friday night that after Leeds sold out within days, Everton is now set to follow suit. The second of 3 games will be played at Bramley Moor Dock on November 1st, with tickets officially going on general sale this coming Monday, April 14th. So far, after around 50,000 advance sign-ups, tickets have been selling at an unprecedented rate. Headingley is already full, and Carney revealed on Friday night that Everton is set to put up sold out signs this Monday when tickets go on general sale. That is slightly expected, with RL commercial chiefs declaring before tickets had gone on sale that they expected the second and third tests to be full houses. That probably means, don't know. Wembley, however, is a different matter. The initial target was to beat the figure of around 65,000 set during the 2013 Rugby League World Cup semi-finals, when a double-header included Australia, New Zealand, and England. Australia, New Zealand, and England was staged in London. But Carney revealed that tickets have been selling for Wembley at a rate not seen in decades, perhaps implying there could be a monumental crowd in place for the opener in London. England coach Sean Wayne, speaking on Sky, admitted he cannot wait for the series. He said, "I'm not going to miss it. I'm going to make sure we're prepared. We have monthly get-togethers, and it's very obvious how much they want to be a part of the Ashes team. What it will do for our competition to win that series will be a huge shot in the arm. The owners and CEOs of every Super League club are so behind me to make sure we win that first test. Then it's up to me. Then I'll be ready, I promise you." Fair enough. So, 1 second. So the initial target was to beat the figure of around 65,000. Right. Well, the only problem with the game at Wembley is I believe they closed the top tier. Now, if there's interest for it, I think they'll open it. The game is starting very shortly. You're a United fan. Fair enough. Fair enough. So I'll take this off. We'll be back underway any second now. But yeah, hopefully we can sell out Wembley. I do believe the top tier is closed. I believe it is. So the Raiders get us back underway. They'll kick to the Eels. Taken by Brown. Handed off to Moretti. Cuts back towards the middle and is stopped inside his own 10. Smith to Katoga. Gets an offload back to Smith, then to Walker. Already up to the 20. Oof, bit of strain from Walker. Penalty for Parrott. So it's a penalty into touch from Parrott. And they'll start this set just short of halfway. So tap from Penasini, then to Smith, then to Kitione Katoga. Now they're on halfway. Smith, over on the right-hand side of the field, comes back towards the middle with Hawkins, then to Moretti. Up to the Raiders 40. Smith to Hawkins. Switches back to Hopgood. How's Nicholson going? Well, he had to go off for HIA, but he's doing all right now. He's back on. But yeah, he's been all right. Not had to do too much. But yeah, he's been fine. Still hoping for a try from him, but he's not had to do much. So the Eels, within the Raiders' 10. It's on the last. Hawkins will stab the ball through towards the posts. And Savage will kick the ball dead in goal. So nicely weighted kick there. Savage not doing a Bostock. Good on him. So 2 minutes gone in the second half already. It's going to be a dropout from the Raiders. Fogarty's looking for a short one here. Oh no, he's going long actually. So it's caught on halfway by Hopgood. Then to Moretti. Barrels towards Timoko. Playing his way into the Ashes squad based on what I've seen of him. Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely. Because I'm not fully sold on Kai Pearce-Paul. Radley can play in the back row. But if Nicholson keeps developing, I wasn't too sure about him last year making the England squad. But if he just keeps going, I've got no problems. Because we need someone on that right edge. And Semba's pretty much set down the left. We need someone on the right. Hawkins engages the line off to Kartoga. Look for an offload, but he's stopped 5 metres out. Smith on the fourth. Towards the middle with Hawkins, who drops the ball backwards. It's recovered by Walker. Scans the line, just takes a carry. 3 minutes gone in the second half. He's going to play the ball 5 metres out. Smith on his left to Hawkins. On the back to Brown. Then to Iongi. Over the top to Adokar, who pushed the ball out. And there's going to be a turnover. Good effort. Good effort from the Eels. Hadley would be a wild card, but he's very solid and dependable. Yeah, I suppose so. I suppose so, yeah. Yeah, it's not a bad shout. It's not a bad shout. So the Raiders will play the ball, 15 out from their own line. Starling hands the ball off to Xavier Savage. Takes it up to the 20. Second tackle coming up for the Raiders. Starling. Over by the right hash, goes short side right. Fogarty, that looked forward to me. Sasangi, close to the touchline. I think the ref has given it forward. You can't let Para back into the game. You can't just let them start creeping back in. Are Eels already playing better? Because I think they are. Kind of, yeah. Kind of. Got a penalty earlier. Decent kick through from Hawkins. Getting a repeat set. Oh, would you drop anyone for AJ Brimson? That's a great question, actually. That's a great question. Now, I might be biased on this one, LG. I might be. I don't think I am. But I don't drop Williams to let Brimson play 6. Oh. I couldn't drop Smith at 7. I couldn't drop Williams at 6. I couldn't drop Wellesby at 1. He could play centre. I think Brimson could play centre. And of any of the centres you drop in... I mean, I'm assuming it's Farnworth and Wardle. Maybe Newman gets in as well. Maybe King. Brimson, I believe... Brimson isn't a Pommy. English. I think he's got English heritage. And has been considering switching to England. I believe. That's what was reported yesterday, that he's considering an England switch. When else have we been in a situation where we wouldn't pick a State of Origin player? God, I don't know. I don't know. Like, he's a strong player, but he doesn't need to get in ahead of Wellesby. He doesn't need to get ahead of Williamson Williams, Jesus Christ, or Smith. So maybe the two centres are Farnworth and Brimson, which wouldn't be too bad because you could. I don't even want to drop Wardle, but you could conceivably drop him. So you know what? I think in the centres, utility option though, he could always be on the bench. He fills a few roles in the backs. Could always do that. You can put him as part of the squad. He plays in 1 or 2 games on the bench. And it's just utility. Wait, how many team in comp? Do you mean Super League? If you mean Super League, we've got 12. His mum is English. All right. That's Lewis's spot. Well, yeah, I suppose so, but I mean, Lewis might start 1 or 2 games. He might not always be the option off the bench because he might have to rotate positionally. Yeah, Super League has 12 teams. Just with Adokar down the left on the last. Dinks the ball over the top. Savage bobbles the ball. Was it touched by Adokar? I don't know. Might have been. I think we'll struggle with the props for once. I don't think that was that touched by Adokar. It wasn't. So I think that's a dropout. I don't know. For props for me, the options that we've got Thompson, Dupree, Walters is an option, but not confirmed. So Walters, Dupree, Harrison, Mulhern, Burgess, Lees. Anyone else? Anyone else? Not sure. Smithies is playing a little bit of prop forward for the Raiders. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. So should have been a dropout. Will the Raiders have possession? They take it up to their own 30 with Mariota. So on the 4th, Starling on his left to Smithies. Someone loses a boot. Now on the last with Fogarty, hits the belly of the ball from behind the 40. Plenty of work to do for that one. It bounces once, then twice. Just about recovered by Russell. Wait, did Eels make Grand Final 2023? They did, yeah. I think it was 2023. I think so. (2022). So the Eels over their own 40. 4th tackle coming up. Matterson is on for Hopgood. Now with Russell down the left, back inside to Lane. Walker kicks the ball towards the back left. Adokar is there. Puts the ball down. A little celebration from the Fox. All right, there we go. That's 4 for the Eels. It's going to be 10 with the kick to come. I did have them scoring 16. I think my exact score prediction is on. It is definitely on. Nicely done. Playing off the cuff. Good kick. Nicely weighted kick from Walker towards the back left. The man, the fox, he can walk, he can fly, he can do everything. Absolutely. Great, I'm spilling water. Don't clip that. I don't know what happened there. I can't. I'm not a child, I promise you. How have I done that then? How have I done that? For God's sake. That's great. On stream. For people to see. Brilliant. Kick to come from Russell. Oh. He's nailed it. He's nailed it. They should bring back the 100-metre sprint between players. What a conversion. Yeah, absolutely they should bring that back. Absolutely should. I want teams to do... I don't know if you know this, LG. You might be aware. Of the NFL, they do like the combine for players that are in the draft. Where you get the height, the weight, vertical leap, 40-metre dash, all that stuff. I want us to do that for our current players. I want to know... But instead of 40-yard dash, I want it to be 100-metre sprint. I want to know how fast our guys are over 100 metres. I want to know what we can bench, how strong we are. Do you think International Rugby League should get rid of the tiers so players like Brimson can play Origin and for their heritage countries? Yes. Tiers, I think, are a waste of time. I think they're an absolute waste of time. I mean, the way I see Origin, by the way, for eligibility, and this is quite simple, you guys might disagree, which is fine. Having the fact that your parent played for Queensland is not a reason for state of origin. Your eligibility is where you were born and where you've lived most of your life, personally to me. So if I'm born in England, lived most of my life in New Zealand, I could play for England or New Zealand. I think that's fair. And then depending on the state you were born in, or the state you lived in the longest, it could be New South Wales and Queensland, so you can pick either. For internationals, I hate the fact that players can switch on a year-to-year basis. It gets right on my nerves. I think it should be done on a 4-year cycle. So the year after the Rugby League World Cup, so 2027, let's say Hamaso wants to go back to Samoa, maybe Payne Haas wants to play for Samoa, he has to play for them for 2027, 8, 9, and 2030 up to the World Cup, and then he can go back to a different nation. Has to be on a cycle, and it's committing for that cycle. And then he can change to something else. Because the fact that it changes year on year gets right on my nerves. Like, if Ponga wants to go to New Zealand, fair enough. But it can't just be on a year-to-year basis. It's ridiculous. I'd like to do the same with players over here, because there are Irish players, or players eligible for Ireland, that have now since played for England as well. But those players are needed for Ireland to make them stronger. So Chris in possession now. It's a 6 again. I'll focus on the game for a little bit. There's probably a bit more in-depth to the Origin thing. It's probably not that simple. I've probably made it a bit too basic there, but there's a strip from Walker on Smithies. Oh, bit of handbags. Oh, all my exact predictions on here. Because I need eight more points for Canberra. They're going for 2. Then if they get a try and a kick, they're on for 32. I think it was 32-16 I went with. I need to double check that. Let's have a gander. Oh, I said 36-16. Oh, okay. I was convinced I said 32. I said 36. Still on. It's still on. And the penalty is good. I tell you what I would like, actually. I tell you what I would like. Imagine, for Origin, imagine there's a 3-week break in the middle of the season. Or you just, yeah. A 3-week break in the middle of the season where you do back-to-back-to-back Origin games. But it's like a Magic Weekend. There's 3 games. The last game of each day, or the last game of the day, is Origin. Right? First game, Samoa versus Tonga. Followed by England versus New Zealand. Followed by State of Origin Game 1. Imagine that. Or it could be New Zealand, Papua New Guinea. It could be. But then the following week, so England's over there for 3 weeks. And then you play the next one. Just a thought. Who knows? Anyway, Raiders in possession. So with weeks up to halfway. 4th tackle coming up. Many beers will be drunk, I can tell you that. Might happen if NRL take control. Maybe. Only thing I don't want the NRL to do is have it so players just keep coming over it just to recover from injuries. Like, I love Ryan Pappenhausen. He gets a lot of injuries and might end up at my club Warrington if they did that kind of thing where, he's recovering from an injury, give him a bit of time in Super League to, work his way back in. I just don't want it. He comes in for a few weeks and that, and it just doesn't feel right. I'd love to have him, but permanently. So there's an absolute shit show from both Canberra and Parramatta. Weeks shifting left to Strange. Cuts back towards the middle. 23 minutes to go in this game. I need 4 points from Para and I need 10 from Canberra to have an exact score prediction. So they're on the 20. Tamale. Decent meters. I think that's backwards by the Eels. Planted down by Hudson Young. Hang on a minute. No try given on field. The supposed plan to drop Super League to 8 teams worries me. I understand that. The difference is, I suppose, with the 8 teams that you'd likely have, they'd all be big games. So there's one. They would all be big games. See, what you could do... there's 36 teams in the whole comp. I think you'd play at least three games, so 21. You play each team 3 times. 4 would be way too much. But I think 3. I didn't see whether it was pushed back or not. I'm not too sure what's going to happen here with this one. Can't see fans wants to see these teams repeatedly. Well, the thing is, you're playing Saints 3 times, Leeds 3 times, Wigan 3 times, Hull 3 times. Like, they'll always be big games. That's the thing. I mean, it is going to be a try. It is a try. It is a try. With a kick to come, I'm going to give them the points for the kick. So, with Super League, I guess what they could do is 4 divisions of 8. They could do it that way. Oh, what have I done there? Have I saved that correctly? Well, Matty Nicholson with the next try. Come on. Or with the last one, because I want that exact score. Shittest ref ever. I don't really know. I'm not I didn't fully see what happened there, so I'm not too sure. James Green suggested mergers would makes me feel queasy as a Fev fan. Okay, LG, you're a perfect guinea pig for this question then. Okay, I'm sorry to do this. I'm really sorry. Let's say you merge with Castleford, right? Please bear with me on this one. Let's say the only way to thrive, to get 8,000 plus attendance, maybe close to 10 on a weekly basis, is you merge with Cass and have a new team name. I don't know what the new name would be, but it's a new name. That's the only way to thrive. To make money, to sustain, to compete near the top. Would you do it? If that's the only way to thrive. But the other, if you say no, Pontefract Panda, there you go. But if you say no, Featherstone will only ever be a championship club. They may win the championship here and there. They'll never get to a Challenge Cup final. They'll never be a successful club. Are you happy to live with that, with really poor attendance? Or would you therefore then consider a merger? How do you genuinely feel about that? Because I want to know what people think. Because as of right now, unless a rich investor comes in, there is no way Featherstone become a successful club. There's not enough people in the stadium. There's not enough money. They're not a good enough team to compete near the very top in Rugby League in this country. So, are you happy to accept that? If that's the future for Featherstone, or would you want to compete near the top and be a stronger club by merging and put your allegiance to Pontefract? Let me know your thoughts. So, Eels are in possession. We enter the last quarter of the game. It is 32-12 in favour of the Raiders. Smith with the carry through the middle, but he knocks on. Hudson Young recovers it. Xavier Savage looks to find a break. Young. Then to Tamale. Is Nicholson still on? I want to see him. Is he still on for that final try? I'm not sure. I hope I haven't upset you, LG. I hope I haven't upset you. So Chris with the next carry. Second tackle. Papali'i with a strong carry, with a bit of space behind the ruck, gets an offload for Chris. Third tackle, stopped on the 30, inside Eels territory. Starling takes a carry straight through the middle. Strange down the left edge. Looks like a high shot, but it's not given. It's the last tackle. Starling goes right. Hits the ball high. Go on, find Nicholson. Back inside to Nicholson. Nicholson, gets the ball off. Recovered, and it's up to Timoko. Shifting left. Straightens up. Timoko is stopped a metre short. And it's going to be a turnover. I think I'm a league fan over Fev fan, but I don't think I could ever feel passionately about another team. Clubs are more than just the team, and I think losing the club would damage the community. That's fair. It's a tough one, but we're probably never going to make Super League anyway. See, that's the thing, I understand, the idea of merging is very difficult. I posed the question to my dad months ago. I said, look, if Warrington was a struggling club, would you consider merging with Widnes to form Cheshire? And he said no, straight up no. So I'd have to think about that as well if Warrington was a struggling club and think, could I put my allegiance into Cheshire? Could I do it? Maybe. But if I don't want to, I've got to accept that this is where we are. This is the level we're at, and it's not going to change. We're never going to be an elite club near the top competing. And that's the problem. I think Rugby League might be in a position where we have to switch to big cities. Now, there are plenty of big cities included in the 36 teams, but there needs to be more focus on it. Newcastle Thunder, I think there would be more focus. I think London, there'll be more focus. I'll go into the list of cities that we could include in a minute. But it's the Eels in possession, shifting right up to their own 40, over halfway. It's with Simonson down the right edge. Bumps off a few, hands the ball off to Iongi. Now up to the 20 for the Raiders, 17 minutes to go. I'm not a fan of Man United, no. I'm a fan of Everton. Someone else in here might be, I don't know. Barlow with the next carry on the third. It's going to be fourth tackle coming up. They are a metre out. Chance for the Eels to get to 16 like I predicted. Hawkins across to Penasini. Stopped about 6-7 metres out. Last tackle. Simonson to Hawkins. Hits it towards the posts. It's recovered by Nicholson in goal and just throws the ball out. Fair enough. Had this combo with my dad too. Turns out voted for the Calder merger back in the day. That shocked me. All right. Morning, mate. Which league do you think is higher caliber in your opinion? Well, it's NRL, in my opinion. But my opinion is also that the difference between teams in Super League to NRL is not as big as people think it is. I think it's a much closer gap. Not saying that Super League teams would win the NRL, not saying that there'd be regular top fours, but I think that more teams would make the top 8 than expected. Or could compete for top 8 than expected. In my opinion. I don't know all the specific areas of Yorkshire, by the way, LG. Like, I don't know the specific areas. I know there's Bradford is supposedly an area. Wakefield is an area. Kirklees is an area. I don't know exactly what the makeup is of Yorkshire. But I think, honestly, Keighley, Fax and Huddersfield, they could merge and make West Yorkshire. They probably could. Play at the Shea. Fill that out. Start a new team. West Yorkshire. There you go. Something to fall under. Because you add the fans together, you suddenly get a decent amount. Now shifting right with Fogarty. 15 metres out. Dink through for Xavier Savage. Oh, just bounces over and goes dead in goal. Almost. Almost. Calder was Wakey, Cass and Fev. Alright, fair enough. The thing is now, I don't think Wakefield are in a position to merge. But here's the thing though. Wakefield and Castleford both get actually pretty good home attendance. See, is Calder the area that Wakefield, Castleford and Featherstone are in? Is that the name of it, Calder? Because if so, you take Wakefield's home attendance plus Cass, they get like 7,000 a week, roughly, 6 or 7. Fev gets 3,000 a week? Something like that. You could be looking at regularly 10 plus thousand a week for Calder Rugby League. New name, new colour scheme, all in the same area. It's something to get behind. No, but that's the term they took. Fev and Cass are technically part of Wakefield District. Right, okay. So that's the thing. If they're in the Wakefield District, they wouldn't want to take on the Wakefield name. That's a problem because they already exist. If Wakefield didn't exist, then there you go. You've got Wakefield that you can make from thin air. Or Wakefield as a club, I mean, if Wakefield as a club didn't exist, not the area. But you can then use the name as it's not been taken. So Castleford fans will not want to be under the name Wakefield. Neither will Featherstone fans. I've never watched NRL, just assumed it was constant big hits. It's certainly more than that. It's certainly more than that. They like to spread the ball early. We've started adopting that in Super League a little bit more, but I think that came from the NRL first. They spread the ball early in the tackle count, deep in their own half. Quicker play of the balls, more accurate kicks into the corners, better kick chases. Just better at everything, really. NRL equals grind. Yeah, they can stay in the grind for longer as well. Right. I think in terms of big cities, I think the 8 that automatically... okay, weird question. Is it more entertaining? For me, personally, it's level. Most people will say NRL is more entertaining. But just on a personal note, I think it's level. Because you could get some proper boring games in the NRL. Really poor quality. So, 36 for Canberra. They get a try off that. I've not really been paying attention. So, it's going to be 38 and my prediction is now incorrect. Damn it. Okay, I feel good story of league. Great fans too. Well, they do have great fans. I do get a lot of shit from KR fans, unfortunately, which is not nice. Even like the nicest fans I've experienced are KR. The worst fans I've experienced are KR. The nicest international fans I've experienced are Samoa. The worst international fans I've experienced is Samoa. So they're both hitting both ends of the spectrum. I'm Australian. I enjoy both leagues. Well, that's good. That is good. There is some great quality in Super League. Absolute stinkers sometimes. Let's be honest. But I think it's more narratives for me. I guess I really enjoy watching Super League. I understand it's not as good quality wise, but they are fun to watch. So Seb Chris up to the 30 for the Raiders. I think in terms of cities for expansion, so there's 8 teams I think automatically get in. If you let's say we had a bigger league and we started new clubs. So you automatically have Hull FC, Hull KR, Leeds Rhinos, Lee Leopards, St Helens, Wakefield Trinity, Warrington Wolves, Wigan Warriors. There's 8. And then you need 8 cities. So you have London, Nottingham, Sheffield, Manchester, Liverpool, Newcastle, Birmingham, and then you either do Bristol or Cumbria, in my opinion. Then you've got 16. So, cramp for Simonton, I believe there. So, 12 minutes to go. It's the last for the Eels. They have to kick behind their own 30. Taken on the full by KO Weeks. Returns up to his 40. And just short of halfway. I used to go to every game about 11 years ago with my dad. When getting in top 8 was a good achievement. And it always was a great atmosphere at Craven Park. But going now is just nuts. I can imagine. Because of the actual thinking we can beat anyone. Yeah. True. Less wrestle in Super League, quicker rucks, giving halves more time to play. That's how Brandon Smith described it. I agree. Yeah, that's fair enough. Do you think Wales or Scotland team could work in Super League? There's a North Wales Crusaders. There was initially some excitement around them, but they're pretty much dead as a club at the moment. Scotland, maybe. So kick towards the back left. Grounded in goal by Simonson. And that's going to be a goal and dropout. If I'm honest, I think what we need to do round here, if we're going to build it up in Wales Scotland and possibly Ireland, is we need a British Isles Cup. England, Scotland, Wales and Ireland all in like a Four Nations British Isles Cup. Because there are some decent players that can play for Ireland and Scotland especially. Wales need picking up a little bit. But we need to have more games between those nations. Create rivalries. England would batter everyone for a while. But you give those teams the experience. You give them more exposure. And you build it up. And you'll have more players in Super League that won't make the England squad, that are capable of playing for Ireland, Scotland or Wales, that won't get in the England team but might as well play for them. And it makes them stronger. So 10 minutes to go. Oh, bit of shoving in the scrum. Bro, this ref is on something. Ridiculous. What happens to scrums? Why do they separate so quick now instead of pushing for like 20, for like 20s or some or more? Well, I think it's because they can get the ball out quickly. They want to get the defensive line set as quickly as possible because the ball will come out quickly. If it was put in the middle of the scrum, then I guess they'd push, but there's no need to, really. They just need to get out and get set defensively. So the Eels, only 25 metres out. Does he lose it? I think he does. So 9 minutes to go. Captain's challenge. So there are some decent players that you can have for Scotland and Wales, or Scotland and Ireland. So Scotland would have Ryan Brierley, Matty Russell, Lachlan Walmsley, Sam Luckley, James Bell, Bailey Hayward from the Bulldogs. Am I missing anyone? I might be missing one or two for Scotland. For Ireland, Luke Carey could maybe play one more year. Oh yeah, Coop. Get him back in. Carey could maybe play one more year. Get Richie Myler out of retirement as well. George King, Toby King, Innes Senior, Lewis Senior, Ed Chamberlain, Robbie Mulhern, James McDonnell from Leeds, Jamie Jolliffe. Might be one or two are missing as well. Is there a Croatian team for International Rugby League? I don't know, actually. Ewan Aitken for Scotland. Yes, that's the one. Thank you for reminding me. International Rugby League rankings. Let's take a look. Croatia's not coming up on initial search. We have a Serbia. I don't think we have Croatia. No, there's no Croatia. Drabojevic from Manly, yeah, indeed. So kick towards the left-hand side for the Eels. 8.5 minutes to go. It's on the last. I think that's not forward. It is. The Dutch are on the rise. Indeed. Let's see where they are at the moment in the rankings. Netherlands are 11th. They are one behind Cook Islands and one ahead of Wales. Interesting. We could always do a Six Nations over it if we wanted to. We do the Four Nations round here, plus France, plus Netherlands. Obviously, Greece and Italy are options as well. I suppose. Maybe. Pappenhausen eligible too. Yeah, Pappenhausen has said he would like to play for the Dutch. Well, there you go then. Get him over. Get him over. So now with Fogarty on the last tackle. Gets half a break through the middle. Gets the offload. Then to Papali'i. That wouldn't be too bad. England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, France, Netherlands. 6 nations. There you go. Have it. Cramp for Fogarty. Well, your Australian go for the Kangaroos. Well, you know, that's fair. That's fair. I had a fair few Aussies when I watched them last year. All right, okay. Do you think we need to build up Rugby League as much in this part of the world as we can? The Fox with a bit of room down the left-hand side. Stopped on the 30. Hawkins drills the ball towards the back right. Simonson is there. Kicks the ball further through. And it's dead in goal. Red, how are you doing? I think a reformed rugby league needs to accept 5 to 10 years of losses to grow the sport. I know what you mean. They beat Scotland. Most of the lads playing for them seem to be union players. Right, okay. But yeah, I know what you mean, Red. It's like, obviously money is so important in today's game. You don't want to be losing it. But we might just have to invest a bit of time in doing things differently and doing things better. And it will grow eventually. I do honestly think if we had a 16-team competition, 8 of which are currently from Super League, and then 8 major cities to start new franchises, I think that might be the best way to go. Great. Nicholson! Matty Nicholson! Do you know what? Ex-Warhammer player, you get the animation, son. Look at him go. That's a try for Matty Nicholson. Warrington Wolves represent. Go on, lad. Have it. Good on you, lad. Good on you. So it's with Tarpany. Gets the offload. Beautifully done. Matty Nicholson. Go on, lad. Get him in the England team. Make it accessible too. Not splitting games over 3 providers, making it hard to watch. Use 3 p.m. football blackout to rugby league benefit. I was thinking that because like to get football fans into it, if they can watch games on TV, they can always check the scores on the phone. If they're not going to football games anyway, they can always check check scores on the phone whilst watching rugby league. So that's fair enough. It's fair enough. Tickets need to be significantly cheaper for kids as well, like much cheaper. So 3 minutes 50 to go. Eels get us back underway. Almost out on the full. But Tamale has it on his own 10. Drag back a few metres. Patty to Tarpany. 3.5 minutes. Tarpany slow to get up. Okay, Tarpany not in a good way. No, it's in a good way. Imagine if we approached football teams hoping that they'd invest and collaborate together. So for example, Liverpool. Could Liverpool and Everton work together to start a new team? But would they call it Liverpool Rugby League? Would they... Now, they could call it Merseyside, but the problem is St Helens are already in Merseyside, and would it be weird having a Merseyside team and a St Helens team? Maybe. You could do Cumbria, so then you merge Whitehaven, Barrow, and it's an offload. For Seb Chris, he's through. Easy. I'm yapping away again. This could be 50. This could be 50. Any hope is now gone, obviously. What a stupid thing to say. Are you doing the Wolves FC match along today? I'm not. I'm going to it. So, let's have a look. Tap from Chris to Hudson Young. Left to Strange. Line break down the left. Offloads to Chris. Shrugs off one. Cash money. Cash money from Seb Chris. Easy. God, Strange is so good. He is so good. Oh, have fun. Please batter them black and white. Black and white bastards, I assume that you're supposed to say. Well, a win would be great. We've shown that we're capable against Saints, then Leeds, then Saints again. I think it'll be a really good contest. Hoping for a good game. But yeah, I think a win would just solidify where we're at, and it would put us in the top 4 as well. So I think beating Hull FC would solidify us as a top 4 team, I think. Seb Chris with 5 tries this season. Savage with 5. Nicholson with 4. Go on, lad. So, I'm also doing the MND fundraiser. If people can go to kineticrl.com/KRL1. There's also a link in the description. If you can donate to the fundraiser, that would be fantastic. And the kick is good. So that's 50. Now, I did go with Raiders 13 plus. I had them to score 36. I didn't think it would be this much. Do KR find a favour and bruise them for the next game too? Well, I don't know about that. I'm a bit worried about Herman SASA. Because we've looked a lot more physical, a lot stronger through the middle now. But when it comes to the proper big blokes, like it's Lasoni, SASA, Mago, we struggle a bit. So it's now with Sasangi. So just over a minute and a half to go. 50 points to 12 for the Raiders. They've been quality today. Eels have had their moments. I'd say it's been more the Raiders have been good than the Eels have been bad. Eels haven't been great anyway. The starting team that they put out obviously wasn't great. Scorelines just got uglier and uglier as the game's gone on. It was somewhat respectable as a 12-point game at one point, but it's just gone away from them. And the Raiders have been great today. They've been great. Definitely top 8 team, as I say, and dark horse for top 4. But just consistency needs to be better. Horsburgh, been an absolute tank today for the Raiders. Plays the ball on the last on the 40 of the Eels. 45 seconds to go. A kick from Strange. Taken on the full by Iongi. Oof, gets off a break up to the 20. Brown waits to dummy off. Youngie's slow to get up, unfortunately. Simonson takes it over the 20 and a few extra metres as well. 25 seconds to go. Second tackle. And the Eels going to try something here, maybe just make the points difference look a little bit better. Who knows? Or they're just going to see out the game. 12 seconds to go. On their own 30. Now a carry from Offengawi. Over the 40. 5 seconds to go. Go on. Go crazy. Go crazy. Hawkins. And yeah, they'll just run it in with Penasini. Into touch. Gets an offload. Back to Yongi. Then he's stopped. And that's going to be full time, folks. Right. Been a bit of a quiet one, this one. Because I kind of incorrectly timed the live stream. Shocking from me. But yeah, I am going to be at the Warrington Hull FC game today. There could have been time to get back for Castlee, but I don't know if I've got time to do it. I think if I'm back with like... I tell you what, if I'm back with like at least 25 minutes to go till kickoff, I'll stream it. But we'll see. We will see. But yeah, thank you for stopping by. Thank you to the English fans for engaging with me about Super League and the future. We are mending the future of Rugby League. Come on, Wolves, says Alex. Those are the right colours. They are the right colours. Maybe a slightly deeper blue, but there is a light blue in there as well. Cheers, LG. Thanks for stopping by. Sorry about all the merger talk. But yeah, thanks for that. Thanks, LG. Alex, Red, Anton, Trent, Soccer. And Joseph and Paul also stopped by early on, and Liam for engaging in the chat. Thanks for being here, and I will catch you guys later on. Have a great rest of your weekend.